That information. And good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. We all know what happens at this time. Sheree Clark joins us from Fork in the Road and gives us some great tips on how to make healthier steps in our lives to make better choices when what we eat. Now, when we're in our homes, it can be a little simpler. We know what to shop for. We're in our usual scenario, but what happens if you're traveling? I know me personally, that's when my diet or my food choices go.
Well, it's very easy to go convenience, right?
Exactly. That's a great way of putting it, James. Yeah. Thank you. And Sheree, you just flew in because you've been speaking and traveling to some wonderful groups all across the state, the country. And so what we want to ask you this morning, what do you do as someone who is so efficient with what they put in their body? How do you make sure you're eating wonderful things?
Great question, Jackie, and it's really the key to everything. I flew in last night from Raleigh, Durham. I was speaking to a group there, and then I'm on the show here this morning. So the big thing for me is planning ahead. So I planned ahead not just for the trip, but for what I was going to do here today. And I knew, because they had asked me, 6 months ago to come and speak, so I knew that this was on my schedule. So what I thought was, how can I make double duty over what I'm going to do on the show and how I'm going to travel? So that's what I thought. So I thought, well, I'll bring what I bring when I travel. So what I did was I made some things in the dehydrator advance and ahead of time. Things that were transportable that I could snack on, so that if I got misconnected and got stuck in an airport, if I got to the hotel late and I didn't have time to do things. So that's what I did today. So on your tray are some really
So these are literally things you take with you when you're traveling.
Yes, I don't take the glassware.
It's not always this cute, but
that's right.
But these are things that you will make and take when you're traveling.
Take with me because they're easy to get through. I flew. If you're driving, you have a lot more flexibility.
Right, you can bring a cooler and
things you can even bring a mini blender if you wanted, a little bullet blender.
Oh, that's true.
But for me, because I was traveling and flying, I needed to have something that wasn't liquid, that would make it through TSA. And that would preserve. So let's start with the little white dish in the front.
Okay.
And what I've got there is homemade flax crackers. And we've had the different flavors of those on the show before. This one is just a plain, simple sea salt flavor. And the reason that I did that, and the reason I like to bring those, is crackers are really just a transporter mechanism for something else.
Right.
So what I want to do is I want to make sure that whatever my something else is, I can usually get at the other end. But the transporter, you often, you're kind of relegated to bread or something not so good in the airport and what have you. So those I know that I've got, they're gluten-free, they're low in sodium and so forth. Then you can do hummus or bean dip. That's always available at an airport. Find a little Mexican kiosk and tell them you just want some of their bean dip or some of their guacamole or some of their pico. And now I've got a ready-to-go snack that I can tailor however I want. So taste the crackers.
Okay.
I gave you a little bit of hummus there so that you could enjoy that.
First. And what kind of what seeds are these?
Those are flax seeds, and they're both dark and light flax seeds. Primarily just because I like the color and it looks prettier. Those are nice, crispy, crunchy. So that's for me, that's low-hanging fruit. I've always got those in my purse so that if I'm really stuck, I can have something with some stick to it.
Give you some energy.
Yes, precisely, and not a ton of calories. So that's what I like about those.
That crunch I like.
Then let's talk about like breakfast things.
Okay.
But breakfast and also snacks. So on your far right, there would be a little bowl of granola. Now that bowl comes with, I can get a plastic lid that goes on the top of that. So if you're traveling by car, that's something, just go ahead and taste that out of hand, just plain. Okay. Without any milk on it. They're nice big chunks. It's a nice snack kind of thing. Really good, sweet, got some chew to it, got some stick to your ribs. There's nuts in there.
Very good.
Now take the shooter and dump it on top.
Darn it, I thought we were doing slammers here this morning.
Right. Yeah. So the shooter contains some homemade milk. And what you could do when you're in an airport, you're probably not going to bring your milk because that's going to be not
suspicious.
Legal. Yes, exactly. So what you could do on the other end, many times you can, obviously if you do dairy yourself, you can get some dairy milk at any kiosk. But at Starbucks or some of the coffee places, they have soy milk, or they'll have almond milk.
And you can
whatever.
just ask them for.
You can just get a little. Yeah, could I just have a small glass of milk, and then you pour it on there.
I never would have thought to ask.
It's great.
Them there, but it makes so much sense because you will see a coffee shop.
Definitely.
You will see a Starbucks.
There'll be a ton of those. The other option is, don't forget, it doesn't have to be milk on top of cereal. You could do a juice. So a lot of times there's a Jamba Juice or a juice kind of a place. So apple juice is really good on granola. banana juice, or not banana. Find me some banana juice and I'll give you
Banana
$1.
smoothie.
Yeah, yeah. So
That is really
that's
good.
really
isn't that delish? Yeah, really nice. And you had asked me before we began about granola and asked if it was a healthy option.
Thank you.
You're
My
welcome.
mouth is full right now.
And if it was healthy, and granola by its very nature can be healthy if it's prepared properly. And properly to me means minimum amounts of sugar and fat or oils, but enough so that it's tasty. Because if it tastes like cardboard, it's not healthy because you're not going to eat it.
You're not going to eat it.
You're
And a
gonna
lot
go-
of people want the granola, or go to the granola. It tastes good, and lots of it has so much sugar.
Precisely.
Is that what it is? Because you hear granola being healthy, like you said, but then everyone, all the diets I see don't eat granola. Is it because of the sugar and the oils, or what is keeping us from wanting to eat that on a regular
It
basis?
depends on what the main ingredient is. If the main ingredient is something like a lot of oats, which convert to sugar within the body, grains and starches do. But a lot of times, if you read the ingredient label, it'll have like sweetened condensed juice or syrups and fructose and all these other many different ways of saying sugar. So it's not, so in my case, I sweetened with one sweetener and it's just a little bit of maple syrup, and it's a surprisingly small amount of maple syrup.
Okay.
So the thing is to look for one thing that ends in OSE, which is sugars.
So like a maple syrup or
really
an
good.
agave nectar, something like that, but
Yep,
just one of
find
them.
one source. The
really
exception
good.
would be if
Very good.
they're at the very end and there's more than one, and I know you guys are going to finish that. So.
That's true.
We are.
All right.
So if you can stop chewing long enough, I will
To
move
ask
on.
you a
to-
question.
We're gonna take turns.
So we
While
have-
she asks a question, I'm gonna eat, and then we'll go vice versa.
So we have a snack, we have breakfast. What if we're looking for something a little more hearty?
Substantive. Okay,
Yeah.
so what I do for that is I made you a Nutburger.
A nut burger.
A Nutburger.
Nutburger.
And those are great because they stay together, they're solid, they transport really well. So at the other end, again, I don't bring romaine lettuce on the airplane. I could if it were going to be a short flight. I don't typically bring guacamole, but you're going to be able to find those at any airport kiosk. You can find those at room service in your hotel. And so these are ready and good to go. Also, kids really like them. They're small, they're transportable, and it sticks to your ribs. This one is made out of a combination of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. There's some sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of onion, some Mexican seasoning. It's very flavorful if you want to try it. And you can
James.
Yes, you can pick it up and eat it like that. You can put it on the romaine so that that's eating it almost like that's a
always need
bun
more
if you
guac.
want to. Holds it together a little bit better. But to me, it's got a lot of nice flavor. Now think about it again. You can dress that up again, some salsa, pico de gallo, there a lot of those Mexican restaurants or the ethnic restaurants in hotels or near near the airport would be something you can really enhance that with.
That is very good.
Tomato or other things that you can find.
Precisely. To make
make it
slice of
feel
onion,
like a burger to you.
Put a pickle on there. Yeah.
That'd be really good with pico de gallo on it.
Yes.
With that lettuce and the guacamole.
Or sriracha if you like hotter flavors.
Spice it up
and, put a
to your
jalapeno
liking.
pepper on there. So you're really walking around with lunch. All you need to do is find condiments. The other bonus to that is airport food, hotel food, expensive.
Really expensive.
So a lot of times, secret tip here.
Ooh.
If you go up and you'll just say, could I just have a slice of onion and a piece of tomato? They will often just give it to you.
Give it to
or
you.
they don't know how to charge you, so they charge you $1. Well, I'll pay $1 so that I can have a healthy meal, and it's all good to go.
And
Because,
not have to worry
they have you trapped there in the
Yes.
airport, and you don't really have a choice when it comes
Right.
to cost. So you end up paying, $8 for a cheeseburger.
But it sounds like the magic key here is plan
ahead. Exactly.
All right.
So again, for today, I had all this done. So this morning, all I had to do was get up, and the things that I didn't take to the airport with me, I packed up and I was ready to go, and it was no stress.
All
I think
right.
that's the biggest thing with especially if you're busy, and to have a healthy breakfast or healthy dinner, you have to plan it.
You have to plan
Yes.
ahead. As much as you think you're going to do it on the fly, it just doesn't happen that
Yep.
way. But if you want to learn more, Sheree is going to be in town here for a little bit because she wants to speak at the World Food and
Yeah, the
Music
music-
Festival.
Yes,
and you're going to
yeah.
be doing that on Saturday.
I'm there on Saturday. I'm on at 1 o'clock. And here's the bonus gift for our viewers is I'm going to be making the batter that turns into these burgers at the event. So if you're intrigued by this and you're thinking, wow, Jackie and James seem like they love this food, you'll
is
get
very
to
good.
find out if they have any taste at all by coming to see me speak. So I won't be making them into burgers. They'll be the loose patties because we're not going to dehydrate there, but you'll really enjoy that. So I hope you come.
But you can see the process as opposed to
Yes.
just us eating the final
Which we're
product.
good at.
Yes.
Which we're very good at eating the final
You're
product.
pros.
I'm
Thank
loving
you
it.
so
I'm
much.
loving this granola.
You keep eating that granola. By Sheree, you tell us if people want recipes, they want to know more information, they want to take the steps you have so gracefully shown us on every week how to make healthier steps to eating better. How can they do that? How can they get in touch with you?
They could visit me at www.fork-road.com or drop me an email at info@fork-road.com. And I love to hear from people, so I hope that you will do that.
And you've obviously been hearing from a lot of people because you've been doing a lot of traveling
I
here
have indeed.
recently. So take advantage of a wonderful woman we have here locally and learn easy, simple things you
Yes.
can do in your life to lead a healthier lifestyle. All right,
Perfect
folks,
breakfast.
we're going to enjoy our tasty treats here while we pay a couple of bills, and we will be back